Hey guys, it's Ian Koniak, and today I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT 4.0 Plus Edition with deep research to develop a point of view for strategic accounts. This is probably the most powerful video and free training I'm ever going to do, so listen up. And for context, a point of view is used to crack into the C-suite, to get meetings with executives. And the essence of a point of view is it shows these executives and these companies that you're prospecting into how partnering with your organization can help them achieve their goals faster and solve the biggest problems that they're facing. And I've created a framework and a bunch of prompts in Chat GPT that you can use. You have to have the Plus edition and the deep research function. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do this. And at the end, I'm going to share exactly how you can get all of my prompts, my full library for not only this use case, but for a bunch of other use cases that I've created. So let's dive in. To demonstrate this functionality, I'm going to use two real companies. One company that's going to be the customer prospect you're going after. The other company is going to be the tech company you work for. And I want this to be completely random to show you that this framework can work and these prompts can work for anybody who's selling to any company. So let's go ahead and I'll show you that it's completely random. If you look here, I have a list of the top, I think it's 40 tech companies to work for from Fortune magazine. So there's 40 total, random. So I'm going to go to a random number picker. I'm going to make the max 40 and let's generate a number. So number 8, let's see who that is. So number 8 is Workiva. I haven't even heard of Workiva, just to give you context. I'm glad it picked that. And then we're going to do the Fortune 500. So let's look at 1 through 500. We'll generate, and this is 436. Okay. So we're going to sell Workiva to a company called, I think it was 436, KeyCorp. I don't know what KeyCorp is. I don't know what Workiva is. So I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to get this set up for you guys, and I'm going to demonstrate exactly how to sell Workiva to KeyCorp. This is too good. Can't make this up. I don't know either of these companies, so this is actually perfect. All right, I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, so we're going to sell Workiva to KeyCorp, and now I'm going to show you exactly how to use ChatGPT 4.0 Plus Edition doing deep research to build a point of view and share it with executives. Before I get into the tool, a couple key things that are really important to know. The way that you get meetings with senior executives, especially in larger accounts, is by sharing a point of view that basically says that your technology or your solutions are key to helping them hit their top goals and initiatives. If you're not talking their language, if you're not talking about their goals and their objectives and their challenges, you're not going to get in the door with senior executives. You have to be talking to people that actually stand to gain or lose from partnering with you guys. Otherwise, you're going to be doing run rate deals, smaller deals. But when you want to do large transformational deals, you have to be in executive conversations. And the only way to get there is by sharing a very relevant, highly personalized point of view. Second thing is you're only going to do this with your larger accounts. You're going to segment your accounts and pick your top 20% of accounts and do this only for your top 20% of accounts. I don't care if you work in mid-market or enterprise or commercial. Usually there's a subset of accounts that are really large, really big. Those are the ones you want to use this for. Third thing is you need to have the right edition of ChatGPT to be able to do this functionality. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to make sure we have this all set up properly, and I'll show you what edition you need. So you need this ChatGPT Plus. If you go to ChatGPT pricing right here, openai.com/ChatGPT/pricing. It's that middle one. It's $20 a month. It's month to month. You can cancel anytime. You have to have that to be able to do what I'm going to show you. And the second thing is you have to actually be using the 4.0 edition. So there's different models. make sure you're on the 4O. This is kind of the most well-rounded, most general model that I've been using for specific deep research and advanced training. So let's get into the prompt. So I built these prompts specifically to be able to show you exactly how to do a point of view. And this used to take me a couple weeks. Now it takes me about 10, 15 minutes. When you do the ChatGPT research, it takes about 10 or 15 minutes to run the full research. So this is the first use case. Now, if you notice here, I have multiple use cases here. Today, I'm only going to talk about POV development for tier one accounts, but I also have other use cases, which is writing hyper-personalized executive outreach, getting higher up within your current customers, in case you're locked down at a lower level and you want to get to executives to go wall to wall for your solutions, or empowering champions to sell internally. So if you have someone who's a champion that has to present to other people, especially to senior executives, these are all prompts that I built. So let's just focus on the first one. If you want the other four, I'm hosting a webinar this Thursday. It's going to be, I'll share all four use cases. I'll share how to use them in detail. It's going to be at 9 a.m. Pacific on July 10th. And if you're watching this after that period, it'll be recorded. I'll put this in the notes for the YouTube video, and you can watch the recording online as well. But it's going to be July 10th at 9 a.m. I'll walk through all these use cases and show you, and I'll give you the prompts at the end of it. But for now, let's just go into the first four. So the first use case is account research. And it's basically, remember, the key is to map what you sell to their top priorities. So if you don't know what their top priorities are, this is where the prompt number one is. So my name is blank. You're going to put your name in. I'm a sales rep for your company, in this case, Workiva, responsible for selling these products and services. Now, if you're a general seller and you have the whole entire bag, like at Salesforce, I was what you call a core rep. I sold all their products, and I had specialists that sold Tableau or MuleSoft, but they were all under me. So if you're a specialist, just put what you sell, whether it's like MuleSoft or Tableau. If you're a core rep, say the whole fleet of services. And then I always like to put a website so ChatGPT can research what you sell. Then I get to the customer account. One of the top accounts I'm targeting is this customer. Here's their website. Help me understand the customer's top goals and priorities for the year, and how much and how your company can support each of these goals. So as you know, it's completely random with Workiva and KeyBank. So I already went ahead and did this in ChatGPT. It takes about 10 minutes to run the deep research. You don't need to run the deep research yet. We're going to wait till prompt number 3 to do this, but for the sake of time, I didn't want to have you guys sit here and wait for 10 minutes. So I already ran it with the exact prompt. So I put a fictitious name. My name's Bob Smith. I work for Workiva. Here's their solutions. Here's the top account, KeyCorp. Help me understand their goals. So turns out that KeyCorp is a bank, and these are their goals. Strengthen revenue platforms and expand targeted scale. So this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to grow non-interest income from wealth, payments, and investment banking by expanding the mid-market payments and increasing their banker count by 10%, and also entering new markets. So it kind of they're scaling, basically. They're growing their customers, and it's not talking about Workiva yet. It's just talking about their goals. So what I like about this is they put the Workiva alignment, right? So streamline fee revenue disclosures and regulatory filings, because there's going to be an expansion, right? They're going to have to streamline their revenue fee disclosures and their filings, because they're going into new areas, they're expanding, and they're entering new markets, right? So it's going to mean more reporting. I love that. So just so you know, if I go to Workiva and what they do, I don't know anything about this company, but you can kind of see it's an AI powered analytics platform and reporting platform for finance, sustainability, and risk. So there's a few things that they do, right? There's a lot of reporting. It's centralized reporting, right? Which is going to be key. So that's why it came up with that Workiva alignment. There's also unifying data. So it's a lot of finance reporting. So obviously it's random. I picked it randomly, but this is very relevant for a bank that has to do a lot of reporting and is subject to regulation. So there's centralized reporting, there's auditing and risk, and there's sustainability. These are the people that they serve for context. And so if I go back to the KeyCorp, this is their first one, basically strengthen their revenue platforms. Then it's operational efficiency. So they're trying to reduce expenses by 3 to 5%, improve their cash efficiency ratio. All this stuff is coming from basic ChatGPT. It's not even the deep research yet, but you can see it's very relevant. And then you can see where Workiva aligns. Process automation, scalable platform, enterprise risk and control. So it walks through for each of these goals, risk management excellence. Here's the reporting for dynamic risk reporting. So it kind of walks through all these key things. I don't need to go through all this. I think you guys get the point, but I'm not a Workiva rep. I'm not a KeyCorp rep. What's important for this is that you know the areas that you can align to as a seller and how you can help these companies with their top initiatives. So it kind of walks through all these different areas. It walks through ESG. It walks through community investment, capital return, and then it comes up with this direct alignment. So uh, when you're talking about goals and priorities in the enterprise, what you need to understand is this concept of linkage. Linkage is the connection between their goals and your solutions. So ChatGPT is literally walking through the linkage here. It's saying, here's the theme and here's the value proposition. Now, I've trained it quite a bit, so it knows exactly how to format this in the manner that I like, which is a direct alignment. The key is that you want to be able to say, our stuff helps your stuff. We can help you succeed. So that's prompt number one. Okay. Prompt number two right here is, who are the key executives most responsible for the driving these priorities? So once you know the what, which is, what you can do, you have to know the who. Who needs to know this stuff? So this is the second prompt. Who are the executives that care most about each of these priorities? So as you can see here, right? Um, I've created a prompt to get everything I need about these executives. So give me insights, including their role, responsibilities, any public statements or actions, and relate their goals in areas of ownership. So I want linkage with the individuals at this company. I'm looking to understand who owns what and how they think. So now it's giving me the executive name, what they're responsible for, what they've messaged, right? Articles and links to specifically where it came from so I can research this. And, if you ever want to go back and look at some of these articles, you can, and it'll pull it up. It'll pull the exact post, where it came from, what they're saying, which is huge. Because again, when I message them, I want to reference things that they're saying that I can help with directly. That's hyper personalization. So that's the CEO. Same thing for the CFO, Chief Risk Officer, Head of Commercial Banking. These are the people I want to talk to if I'm selling an enterprise-wide solution. Head of Consumer Banking, Chief Information Officer, and it does the same thing. It shows ownership, indicators of priority, and then alignment with Workiva. This is exactly what we want. Okay. It also recommends some next steps for engagement. But for me, I'm just going to keep going through the prompts. It's important to do these in order, really important to sequence these in order. Um, the next thing is the point of view development. This is where we do the deep research. Okay, you need to use the deep research functionality. So please develop a point of view on how your company can help them achieve their highest goals and priorities using our products and services. Please outline their goals in detail and share specifically the ways that our solutions can support each of these goals. Please outline this in a way that is clear, direct, and easy to understand and communicate back to the client. So, when you hit the deep research, I'll just kind of show you. You just hit this and you hit tools, run deep research. So that's the key. When you put this prompt in, hit run deep research. Okay. And if you do that, again, it's going to give you a very detailed set of questions. So it asks me, should we focus on the strategic goals or do you want broader perspective? Are there any solutions or modules you want to emphasize? Should we prioritize any business units? And then who's the intended audience for this POV? So I thought that was really, really helpful. And so what I answered before I got the deep research running, so you have to answer the questions first, is I want broad multi-year. I want to emphasize solutions that are aligned to their top level goals because I don't know Workiva, I don't know the different modules. I just want to make sure that what we're selling maps to their goals. I want to cover enterprise first. So, should we prioritize any business units? I always like to know enterprise level impact, top level, and I'd love to see some business units as well. So, I put both. I said cover enterprise first, then go into specific departments. And finally, who's the audience? This is for a C-suite audience. We're looking to book the meeting based on the enterprise level impact. So I gave that, and then it takes about 10 minutes typically. This one completed in about 4 minutes and 19, 4 minutes or so. So this one was a little faster, but usually I'd say it's closer to 10 minutes. So now we get the point of view. So it directly goes into detail on everything that KeyCorp's looking to do, including the articles. So growing profitably is a big area and more efficiency. Again, reporting falls right into those efficiency initiatives. So Workiva directly advances this goal by automating reporting, consolidating data, freeing teams to focus on growth. For example, when KeyCorp's banking arm linked its new ERP to Workiva, it cut manual reporting in half and automated 50% of the SEC reporting process. Now, interestingly, Workiva is actually already partnered with KeyBank. So KeyBank's already using Workiva, which I didn't know. I just did this randomly to illustrate the point, but it's pretty cool. It knows that. It researched that as part of the deep research. And he found some articles and some success stories from KeyCorp talking about their Workiva initiative. So Workiva's platform gave finance a single source of truth, reducing errors and speed analysis. And it looks like this was a PwC article that was actually published that they found this. I guess PwC were most likely they were the implementation partner for this. Um, so that's huge, right? In practice, that means 90% of the reporting automation. They talked about expanding client relationships with their Workiva, managing risk and reward. So this is the whole point of view. And again, Workiva is used in some departments, but not all departments. So the big point of view is here's how we can help the entire organization, right? So it goes through all the details at the enterprise, like we asked for enterprise level impact. Then it goes into department level impact across finance, across risk, across audit, across IT, and it literally like maps to each of these initiatives. So for a CIO, the cloud architecture aligns with KeyCorp's tech modernization platform. It connects to ERP. Again, this is so detailed and it's so relevant. And if you want to sell enterprise accounts and big deals, less is more. Okay, you don't want to go a mile wide and an inch deep. You want to go an inch deep, or you don't want to go a mile wide and an inch deep. You want to go a mile deep and an inch wide. So you really want to go deep into one or two accounts. That's how you make your number as any seller, frankly. So this point of view goes through each department. It's really detailed. There's a ton of articles. If you want to see the articles, you can look at the sources button and you can see every article and read through at your own leisure. But the key with ChatGPT research is that it's pulling it for you. And then the final use case is how we get to message this thing, right? I like to use a white paper. I like to have an executive memo outlining it. So prompt number 4 is please develop a friendly white paper that you can author with the commitment to a strategic partnership, and it should be written in this format. So I literally wrote it. This is an executive format. The key, and again, no reps know how to do this. I wouldn't even know how to do this as a rep. This would have taken me months to be able to do this, at least weeks, probably months to create a white paper. Now with ChatGPT, you can do it yourself. So the last prompt I put right here, develop the white paper by our fictitious rep, Bob Smith, using this format, goal 1, goal 2, list all their goals, and then here's what it came up with, right? Accelerating KeyCorp's strategic vision through a partnership. So at Workiva, we believe transformation's only as powerful as the systems, people, and insights supporting it. As KeyCorp continues executing on its multi-year strategy to grow profitably, simplify operations, strengthen financial resilience, and manage enterprise risk. Workiva stands ready as a long-term strategic partner. Okay, below we outline how our platform directly supports each of these initiatives. Okay, and it basically goes through. And here's a cool thing. The format is very executive friendly. So the challenge is scaling growth while controlling operating costs requires simplifying systems, breaking down silos, and enabling data-driven decision making. Current state, you're targeting fee-based growth in commercial payments, wealth, and investment while expanding into high growth markets. At the same time, you want to maintain tight control over expenses and improve efficiency. And now it references what they're already doing. So Workiva consolidates reporting workflows across finance, risk, operations, and audit, reducing reliance on spreadsheets, disconnected tools, and it automates report generation, connects to ERP, and gives you real-time insights across departments. And it references half of SEC reporting is already automated with the potential to reach 90%. So it's referencing, hey, we could double the footprint here. We've already had success here. Teams gain back time. And as you expand markets, Workiva scales with you. Then it's going through again each of these areas. So simplify, streamline operations. You can see KeyCorp's investing heavily to reduce redundant tools and automate reporting. And it's really about simplification and modernization to improve the firm's efficiency ratio. And with Workiva, you can replace these disconnected processes with one integrated platform, automate reporting, and remove version control chaos, which is very relevant for a bank. And it shows specifically how, right? Each of these specific areas, and it talks about reducing the reporting time, internal teams streamlining with one, single source of truth across finance, risk, audit, and ESG, and then simplification being repeatable and scalable. So if you look through all of these, it goes and maps to each of these goals, and you could literally cut and paste this thing and put it in a white paper. If I wanted to put this in Google Doc and put my branding on it, I can just create a new Google Doc here or a Word doc or whatever your preferred platform is, and author this white paper, which you can send out as a PDF or a Word doc or a Google Doc. So really, really streamlined, really clean, and you could send this to executives. Now, the rest of the prompts here, I'm going to give you guys, but ultimately the next prompt is about writing the hyper-personalized emails and communicating this in a really, really, succinct, powerful manner. So that's use case 2, getting higher up in the existing accounts and empowering champions to sell internally. So if you want the rest of these prompts, if you want to learn how to use ChatGPT Plus 4.0 with research enabled, come to the webinar. It's this Thursday at 9 a.m. I'll put a link in the chat that you can register for it. If you can't make it, still register so you can get a copy of the recording afterwards. I'm going to give you the prompts. I'm going to give you all the training on this. This is so powerful. It is literally a game changer. These prompts are incredible, and I hope this has provided a ton of value for you today. Thank you guys so much. Look forward to seeing you Thursday. And if you're watching this a month from now, or if you're watching it in a later time, just click the link and then you can get a copy of that recording. It'll be published. I'll make it public, and I will see you guys on Thursday. Take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.